In this video, we're going to be exploring an incredible charter yacht. This is a 151-foot Northern Marine super yacht, which was first delivered in 2008. She's had a major refit in 2022. She looks absolutely spectacular. In my opinion, they've updated this with the perfect mix of that traditional feel, still with modern comfort. On this yacht, you can sleep up to 10 guests in 5 different cabins, and it's exclusively available for charter with Worth Avenue Yachts. We talked about the length. It's 151 feet or 46 meters. The beam is 32 feet and 2 inches. It's absolutely massive, or 9.8 meters. And the draft is 7 feet and 6 inches or 2.29 meters. And I'll show you what it looks like from the aft perspective so you can take in just how wide this yacht is. You get so much volume, both on the interior and the exterior. I think you're gonna really like this one. And because this is a charter yacht and we're standing up where a lot of the toys are stored, I'll talk about everything that comes with this yacht. When you're on charter, you don't see it pictured here, but it comes with a 42-foot Boston Whaler Outrage. It's set up extremely well for fishing or any other activities in the water. You can also see a smaller safety tender. You also have 2 jet skis on board. And then you have 2 e-foils, water skis, wakeboards, towable tubes, a bunch of snorkeling equipment. There's fishing gear. There's also sea bobs, so basically any toy you could imagine, this yacht comes with it. And while we're up here, you can also see the winches for the anchors. And we can make our way back along the center line where it's teak lined. And you can also see the crane right here. This is how you drop the tender and toys into the water. I imagine on charter, they tow the Boston Whaler behind them. But if we continue up, you have a Portuguese bridge. And then we also have these seating sections on each side. And we will work around. And like I said, I think before we go inside, I did want to point out we do have a wing station. But I think we're going to go all the way to the back of this yacht, just so you can see the profile from the aft perspective. There is a side access door that grants you into the main entrance. And as you can see, there's a massive passerelle. All right, guys, as you can see, you have an absolutely massive passerelle. There is a fixed swim platform. Then you can see 32 feet and change. This yacht is absolutely massive. And then if we head up this passerelle, you can make your way onto the aft deck. You can see some of the dive equipment. And we'll make our way inside. And as mentioned, guys, you have a beautiful traditional interior design, but it still feels very modern in all the right places. You can see some comfortable seating on the starboard side, and then all the additional chairs and sofas on the port side. And I believe there's a TV that folds down from the ceiling right here. You can see that rectangle cutout. Now continuing forward, there is a pocket door, so if you wanted to separate these 2 areas, you could do so. But then here is the formal dining area. You have alfresco dining options, both on the aft deck and on the bridge deck aft. Look at this beautiful millwork. This yacht is absolutely stunning. Also, the chef. They're either cooking or baking something in the galley. It smells incredible in this area. Maybe we'll check that out later on. But for now, we're going to continue forward. Here is that side access door we saw when we were heading back. The day head is located right here. And then the owner's suite is located on the main deck. They have a desk, the large sofa over here, And this owner suite is the entire beam of the yacht. So as you can see, it is an absolutely massive space. There's storage drawers underneath the bed, another desk on the far side, and a dresser. And you probably saw it, but of course there's a large TV on the wall. And you can access the walk-around ensuite from either side. So right away, we're greeted by the jetted tub. You have your double vanity. You have the toilet and bidet in the middle. And then on the far side, this is where you have the shower. And then of course we can back right out into the room. Also this closet space, we're not going to open them up, but you do have closets on either side of the ensuite. Now before we head down to the guest cabins, let's see if we can take a peek in the galley. I know the crew, they're actively working right now. And then of course you can also directly access the formal dining room from the galley. And maybe you spotted it, but it was the banana bread that's smelling good. And also I did want to mention on this yacht, there is a 4-level elevator located behind this door. So it brings you to all 4 decks on this yacht. Now, heading down the staircase, we have a massive landing area. There is a refrigerator, so if you just want to grab a quick drink yourself, you could do so. And then we have 4 cabins down here. As mentioned, this yacht sleeps 10 guests in total. You have to let me know what you think of the interior design thus far. I really love the traditional elements, while still maintaining a modern feel. It doesn't feel dated whatsoever, which for me, that's the most important thing when you're looking at a traditional yacht. Across the hall, we have another king bed in this room. The double vanity, and then the shower just behind the door. And you have beautiful marbles and stones all throughout the different ensuites and some of the different areas, including the floors. Then if we come back around this corner, we just have so much real estate to work with. We have another guest cabin right here. And this is actually a good example. The overhead lights are currently off, but with the lamps as well as these large windows, you still get a decent amount of natural light. And then another large ensuite. I don't think anyone's going to be complaining on this one, even if you're in the smallest cabin. Which from a charter perspective, I think that's very important. Sometimes a family will charter a yacht, but other times you might be in a situation where you and several other adult friends of yours are going to be chartering, and maybe you're splitting the costs. Of course, you can maybe split it up. Whoever's taking the owner suite, maybe they pay a little bit more. Comment down below. Let me know how you would separate that. But either way, even in the smallest cabin, it is extremely comfortable, extremely large. So I don't think anyone's going to be feeling too left out on this one. And there are no single beds in this area. So I think that just further proves my point. Naturally, the owner suite upstairs is pretty immaculate. and definitely bigger than some of these other cabins. And then in the hallway, you may have noticed it, the crew has direct access via a hallway, or via a watertight door, I should say, to service these different cabins. Here is that door to the elevator. And then this is just a storage closet. But I read this yacht is crewed by 9, and then their area starts right through this door. You can see it's finished really nicely. You have the upholstery and the millwork on the door. And then here is the watertight door, and this leads right into the laundry room.
And hope that they actually aren't.
And then all of the crew cabins are along this hallway. And it also looked like there was an additional walk-in refrigerator or freezer off of the laundry room. As mentioned, the crew are busy working. We're not able to get into their actual cabins, but as you probably saw, the crew mess, it's finished incredibly nicely, up to a very high standard, and that's always a great sign. I love seeing that on these larger yachts. All right, where to next? I think we're gonna head upstairs. And the bridge deck is another immaculate area. First, I'll give you a quick peek into the captain's cabin. I mean, guys, this is ridiculous. This is finished just as nice as any guest cabin. And then they, of course, have their own ensuite right through this door. Here, once again, the door for the elevator. And then while we're up towards the front, this is the bridge. There's a side access door. Then you can see what a lovely area. We have 6 multifunction displays and all the controls for the super yacht. It looks like 3 helm chairs. And then we also have this lovely stone for the table and the seating that wraps around. So whether it's multiple crew members hanging out while you're underway, or if the guests want to come up here and see some of the action while you're underway, you have that opportunity. You can see, once again, a lovely area for the captain's office. And then you also have fantastic visibility because you are fairly forward on this yacht. And then if somehow you're still not impressed with this yacht, take a look at the Sky Lounge. I can't imagine at this point we have any haters out there, but still. We have the table right here, the lovely seating area, and another large TV mounted on the wall. Just behind the TV, neatly tucked away, this is the day head for this level. And then we also have a bar area that services the Sky Lounge. Once again, finished to the highest degree. And of course we have the dishwasher, the refrigerator, the ice maker, everything you could possibly need, and a second TV. And if you're enjoying the super yacht from Northern Marine thus far, please go ahead and leave a like on the video. Also subscribe if you're new to the channel because we post a new tour every single week. Stepping out to the bridge deck aft, you have another place for an alfresco meal. And then Very minimalistic furniture back here. You could customize this to your liking if you were the owner, but we just have a few chairs set out. And then you also have more built-in storage over here with a sink. And then we have the stairs that lead down to the aft deck. Additionally, the stairs that lead up to the sun deck. So that's where we're gonna head next. And on charter, I imagine this is an extremely popular place to hang out. First of all, we have these 6 massive loungers, and they look incredible. The frames are all of this high gloss wood. You could configure these however you'd like. You get so much real estate up here. And then if we focus forwards, you can see the ladder, which leads up to the mast. And we actually just had a client come on board who are thinking about chartering this yacht, so I'm just turning around for a second. Guys, take a look. This is the Palm Beach International Boat Show. This entire area is the Worth Avenue Yachts display. They're actually based in Palm Beach, so it makes sense that they have a fantastic presence here at the show. But then if I come around to this side, you'll see the show. It basically never ends, even from this high up vantage point. Yachts and super yachts everywhere you look. And also same thing on this side. We have more super yachts on this side. All right, continuing forward, we do have another bar area built in with all the chairs lining around. You have the built-in barbecue. Then on each side, this is a fantastic feature. We have another day head. Right now they have some towels stored in here, but I think you get the point. And then I believe this door once again leads to the elevator. And then just in front of this, everyone's favorite, the hot tub.
Very nice.
And then you do have benches on either side. So if additional people want to socialize, if they're not in the hot tub, you can easily do so. And there's also a cushion right in front of that as well. Like I said, I imagine this is one of the most fun areas to hang out on while you're underway. But now let's head back down.
I've been out here before where you hang on and literally you just
Here you can see one of the e-foils. And then here are some of the sea bobs displayed. And then here's a good profile shot. I mentioned earlier, the passerelle is absolutely massive. Because it's mounted fairly high up, it's a pretty aggressive angle to get on board. But of course, it just depends on where you are in the world. If you're in Europe, this would be flat across. But I believe this yacht primarily charters in the Bahamas. Speaking of which, the charter rate for this yacht for 2025, during the high season, it's $215,000 per week plus expenses, and during the low season, it's $190,000 per week plus expenses. So heading into the lazarette, you can see your water makers are stored over here. You also have your wastewater treatment over here, as well as some additional storage. We have the control room. and then of course the engine room. And it's a common theme on this yacht, but this room is absolutely massive. It's extremely well lit and very clean. You can see the Northern Lights generators tucked behind the engines. Props to the crew for keeping this yacht in tip-top shape. This comes with a pair of MTU engines. And then you also have the chief engineer's cabin just off to the side. So a really well finished lazarette space. And I think I forgot to talk about the specs. As mentioned, those were MTU engines. Your top speed is about 18 knots, and you can comfortably cruise at 14 knots. And a range estimate, keep in mind, this is an estimate, is 3,000 nautical miles. And now we just wanted to go away to somewhere quiet so we can do the outro. Thank you so much to Worth Avenue Yachts for granting me access on board. Let me know what part was your favorite, and let me know if you think you'd enjoy a week out on the water on this incredible super yacht. Thanks again for watching, and we will catch you next time.